We reached 500 subscribers and I'm wearing a unicorn shirt, and I asked you to ask me questions for the 500 subscribers Q&A, so I'm going to answer today. Watch until the end because I have big news. The first question is, what is something dumb that you did as a kid that made sense when you did it? It's not very fun, but when I was in school, I was terrified that my mother would die. I got used to doing superstition-like things, like putting my glass on the table 2 times every time I put it on the table, because I thought that if I didn't do that, she would have a road accident and die. She was sometimes late when she was picking me up after school, and I was terrified when she was late that it was because she had a road accident, and it was something that was very, very often on my mind, and I was very, very scared. So in retrospect, it doesn't make sense, because me putting my glass on the table 1 time or 2 times isn't going to change the traffic or the weather or anything. But I still have those kind of superstition-like habits, and I still tend to think in superstition or like ADHD-like things. It's something I'm learning to stop doing, but for a very long time, and even up until now, I've had kind of these irrational fears and irrational actions and habits. So that's something that is stupid that I did as a kid, but I guess it didn't even make sense when I did it from an external point of view. But I was just very scared, I guess. So it was a way for my brain to be more in control, maybe. Second question, which artists do you dream of collaborating with? I thought about this question and I don't know, because there's not really an artist that I dream of collaborating with. The people that I look up to aren't really artists. The people that I look up to are people like Elon Musk, Mr. Beast, and John D. Rockefeller, and they aren't musicians. It's also because in general I don't want to just create music. I don't want, in say 50 years, to just have been a musician. I don't know yet what I want to do, but I don't want to just do that. It seems very limiting. It doesn't really answer your question. What is your goal in the short and the long term? My goal in the short term is to keep making one short song video every day and one short song every 2 days. What I control is my actions and how hard I try. What I do not control is how fast I progress. I really hope that I will grow and make a living soon, but it's not something that I directly control. I don't just decide that I'm going to make a living soon, and it doesn't seem that it's going to be the case, because I've literally gone from 50 views on my first song almost 9 years ago to 9 views on my recent songs. So it's not even progress, it's reverse progress, it's been a regression. What I can do is to keep trying, and to keep trying as hard as I can, and to keep making songs, and to keep making short videos. So that's what I'm going to do. It takes time, it's not very rewarding, it's very hard, and there's no progress, and I feel like Mr. Beast said, which was something like, every night I go to sleep and I feel like it's hard, there's no progress, it's a lot of work, and there's literally been no progress at all for almost a decade, but because I keep at it for long enough, eventually I'll figure it out. So I'm not convinced of the last part, but I really hope that it is the case. What is your goal in the long term? My goal in the long term is more clear. It's first to reach cash flow. What I mean by that is reach the point where I make a living, which means making 1,000 euros or dollars a month. I currently make about 60 cents a month. Second, to reinvest everything and to hire people to comp and mix my songs, which are things that I really dislike. I like creating the lyrics and melodies and all. I don't like doing the technical parts of just listening to each take and selecting the best part. And hire people to make music videos. And 3, reinvest everything into making better and better songs and content and videos, and into creating new projects. And 4, keep doing that, reinvesting and building new things, and building bigger and bigger things, and keep growing and evolving as long as possible till I die. So that's my goal. That's my plan, at least. I basically want to do like Mr. Beast and like Elon Musk and Rockefeller and those people that I look up to. Do you look for short-term objectives or more of a big picture goal? I try to focus on the current step, because if I start going in different direction, I just won't ever do anything. You know, if it takes a decade to just reach making $1 a month, with me doing it full time and spending all of my focus and energy and everything I have into this, then if I start doing like 3 or 5 things at a time, I'll be 80 and I'll have done nothing at all. So I try to keep focused on this single thing, though it's very hard because I'm bored. I don't like comping and mixing and mastering. I like making music, but I don't like comping. I really dislike comping. So it's really hard to spend like half of my time just comping. I'm really eager to make a living and hire someone to comp and never comp again. I really dislike comping. But so far, I'm broke. I have no money at all, therefore, if I want something to ever happen, I got to do it myself. Therefore, the most impactful thing that I can do now that I'm aware of is to make songs. So I focus on doing that. If I don't do the hard things, if I don't try hard and I don't progress, then I'll just regret it forever. So I do it. Nonetheless, the main current problem is that it takes so long and it's very slow. The second biggest problem is that I spend most of my day making music and it has a very heavy negative impact on my ears, and I have tinnitus, and I'm very scared that I'm losing my hearing. In the last few months, the tinnitus has gotten worse and worse, and I haven't figured out how to solve it yet, so I'm very scared. In the future, I may look back to those days as sweet memories, but it's really freaking hard. It's not fun. These are not fun days. It's just really hard. Everything. Not fun. Not fun. So yeah, my ears are a very big problem for me. What inspires you to make that wonderful music? Well, first, thank you. I make music that is based on what I feel, or what I felt, or what I live, or what I lived. What happens is that I sometimes feel an emotion very strongly, and I don't know what to make or what to do with it, and I make a song. I think that I created some of my best songs this way. Other times, I try to write down something that I felt at one time. And to be honest, right now I'm doing that, but I also just desperately want one of my songs to go viral or to get streams or something, to just make like $10 a month. That would be really cool. Just minuscule sign that maybe this could work. That there has been literally zero progress and negative progress for the past decade, but maybe there can be progress and maybe it can work. So I try to make songs that can go viral or that people can listen to. I try to do things that progress. It doesn't work, but I really try. I really try. You know, in like 50 years, I don't know what will have happened. Maybe I'll just be 70 years old and I'll be in a nursing home, or I'll be working at McDonald's and I'll be broke and I'll have 600 subscribers and nothing will have ever worked, and I'll have been a complete failure in everything I have ever done. But one thing that I will not regret is that I didn't try hard enough, because I really tried. So, sorry, I'm a bit emotional. So, how did you choose your stage name? What is its meaning? Last year, I created a story. It was something I imagined in my mind and it became a big story. It's something that I want to eventually turn into a real story, and I will hire people and it will turn it into a manga or a book or a series or something. And there is one character in the story whose name is Hope. This character, I know that it sounds cringe because it's just something I imagine in my mind, and all it's just a story I imagine, but this character emotionally moved me. And it's something that came back to mind for several months, and I thought about it over several weeks, and I decided to change my artist name to Hope because it represents who I want to become. I'm not perfectly happy with this name because it doesn't represent exactly what I want, but for the time being, that's what I'm keeping. There's a picture that I created that is what I want to become, and I will not show it to you right now because I haven't shown my face yet, but you will probably see it one day and you will understand better what I mean with all that, because I try to remember that the majority of the people that will watch these types of videos are people that will be there when I'm much bigger. If I'm ever much bigger, which really doesn't seem that it will be the case, but if I ever grow, then the majority of the views will come from people that aren't there as I have 500 subscribers, but that are there as I have maybe like 2000 subscribers and more. And therefore, these videos will be more like snapshots of a point in time. And so you will be able to retrospectively understand what I meant and what I lived and what I wanted to do and who I was based on the information that you will have had since. Would you give up everything you fought for if at some point you decided to stop trying? I won't stop trying. I won't. I don't ever give up. I just don't. So the question doesn't work. I just won't give up. And finally, the last question, will you ever face reveal? Yes. I don't know when yet, but I will. I will probably face reveal after I reach making a living, if I ever do, which I really hope so, but hope doesn't work, so I'm going to really try. And when I reach making a living, then I will start the burn era, and then the fun will begin. And it's at this time that I will face reveal. So that's it for this question. I hope that was useful or fun. Thank you for the 500 subscribers, though 100 of those were because of an ad that I paid $5 for, so it's not really deserved and I feel really bad about it. But for the 400 ones that are real, thank you very much. I will hopefully grow soon, and you will see that I'm not just a weird kid in the room with a weird light making videos in my room and making songs in my small room, and you'll see what I do. So I'm going to keep trying as hard as I can. It's not much and it doesn't work at all, but it's the best thing that I can do. So I'm going to keep doing that.